My name is Spiros. When I was young, I always look at stars in the sky, wondering what I will do in the future.
I come from a very traditional and conservative family, where the only career pattern allowed was to find a job in the fields of finance, banking, or accounting. I studied finance. Around 1999, I had a major crisis. My transit in Pluto was opposite my natal sign. Pluto is the god of the underworld and has to deal with something very dark and difficult. And astrology can help you realize that the following period will be dark and you have to face the difficulties. At that time, I went to see a psychotherapist, and it was after seeing a psychotherapist that I decided to do my own psychotherapist training, which took me a very, very long time. Then I came across astrology. The first thing that I did was to Google about astrology courses in London. I came across London School of Astrology, which is the oldest school of astrology, and I decided to study there. It took me 7 years to actually get my qualification certificate due to the very rigorous exams. However, I was very passionate about astrology, and there is no doubt that I'll never give up. I took my first qualification exam in 2008 and 2010. As an astrologer, you also have to find your own way and figure out how you interpret yourself, which are the most difficult things. Find your approach and what really inspires you, as well as what you are good at. Of the time, I knew very little about myself, my strengths, my skills, and my values. I did enjoy some aspects of finance, but I wasn't that keen on it. When I told my parents that I was studying astrology, they were shocked because astrology had long been portrayed by my outside world as a very tacky, cheap, and novel way of performing rituals. It was a challenge for them. On one hand, they loved me. On the other hand, they had the choice I made, and they had to believe. I felt embarrassed to say that directly due to my fear of people's assault. After all, they thought it was shameful of me to spread pseudoscience. I used to be very annoyed and angry. But for now, I no longer care those people who despise me and turn me down. I want to combine astrology with psychotherapy. So have a psychotherapy practice, which is my main kind of the busier one. My preparation starts when the client gets in touch, and I also ask them to write a short paragraph about themselves and where they are in their lives, why astrology reading right now. But the first thing I do is when I have a chart is to look at the chart and see how the chart speaks to me. As you know, each planet. When it comes to career interpretation, I will look at the second house, representing their values and income. I will also look at the sixth house of the birth chart and the 10th house, which show their daily work conditions and chosen career. What I observe is not only about one career development as they. When interpreting emotions, I focus on the moon sign, as it is about how we care for others and express ourselves in relationships. If the moon has a difficult aspect, such as the moon-earth square, the customer may have difficulty. Believe me, astrology does come alive. When two people sit together within an issue, it's only the moment you sit with a client that two people and the third space opens and something comes in a sense of grace, of providence. And the experience of reading the chart has nothing to do with your preparation. It's the preparation irrelevant. It takes you somewhere, but it doesn't. Astrology can provide that sense that we are not alone. We are our lives.
I am Ife, an astrologer from China. It seems that astrology was so tempting to me that I chose it as my career. But actually it was the other way around. It was astrology that chose me. As an astrologer,
when interpreting for people, especially career-related interpretation, most people know what they like to do, what works for them. But they easily get lost. For instance, if Saturn is in your 10th house on the birth chart, you may be born in a family that has high expectations for you. Your father may be very successful in his career, and he will also expect you to choose a traditional and regular profession. However, you might want to be a personal trainer yourself. Due to family reasons, you dare not to follow your heart and make choices. You are afraid of not living up to your parents' expectations, and slowly you forget your original dream.
I don't think we choose a career. A career chooses us and the things that we're really passionate about. And they're meaningful to us, and our soul celebrates by doing them and doing them.
I am Kaan. I'm an astrologer from Turkey. There is no area of life that you cannot apply a strategy, or starting a business relationship, operations, choosing times for projects, marriages, financial astrology, psychological astrology, and sectional.